We'll start in Sukhasana or Swastikasana, either crossing the ankles or the shins. Move the flesh of the thighs out of the way so that you can sit and spread the sitting bones. Imagine sending the legs long, even though they're bent here, from the hip along the back of the thigh to the knee, to the outer knee, pressing that away. And lift the crown up towards the ceiling, grow tall as you spread the collarbones, maybe some circle rolls or any little motions that feel good for you. Start to close the eyes. In the Yoga Sutras, there are only 2, maybe 3 sutras that even mention any of the asana postures or give any instruction for what this should look like or feel like. And Sthira Sukham Asanam is the sutra that I'm thinking of now, which is that the asana practice should be steady and sweet. This is Sukhasana, sweet pose. But can you find that balance here between the steadiness and the sweetness? Steady in your seat, grounding down into the floor, almost imagining you could send roots down through the legs and the hips, especially in inversions and balanced poses, that foundational rooting down, even if it's just energetic or imagined, is important. And you spread the backs of the shoulders out, the fronts of the shoulders out. And let the skin on the back of the neck melt down the back as you lift the sternum up towards the chin. Maybe lower the chin gently. Relax the hands, the jaw, the space between the eyebrows. Begin to deepen the breath. Adding that texture to the breath in the back of the throat. Notice the thoughts that come up. See if you can let them go just as quickly as you realize they were there. Bringing your attention back to the breath. Letting the ribs expand back behind you, out to the sides. Down into the diaphragm, maybe even lower. We'll take 3 breaths together to begin. If Om is part of your practice, this is a substitute for that. So if you prefer to take 3 Oms, you're more than welcome to. Let your exhale be deep and complete. And then inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Slow, deep breath in. Slower, deeper breath out. Keep the spine lifted. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Let the lips gently touch. Breathe in and out through the nose. And start to blink the eyes open gently. Bring the hands to the knees, leaning slightly forwards to help you, cupping the knees in the palms. And as you inhale, arch through the spine. cow pose. Exhale, curl chin to chest. Hold here. Really press the knees into the hands and press the shoulders out of the shoulder sockets. On your next inhale, arch through the spine and hold. Again, pulling on the knees, tucking the tailbone back, lifting the chin, spreading the collarbones. On your next exhale, round through the back. Hold. Imagine you could pull the two sitting bones together and the pubic bone and the tailbone together. That pelvic diaphragm lifts in and up. That's Mula Bandha. On your next inhale, arch through the spine. Next, exhale, round through the spine. Again, engage Mula Bandha. Now engage Uddiyana Bandha, pulling the navel in and up. Pressing the sitting bones down and forwards into the hands. Jalandhara Bandha is already engaged here with this position. We'll come back to these later. On your next inhale, come to a comfortable seat. And then make your way to a forward fold. Plant the feet, maybe you roll up and down on the spine a few times. And then use as much momentum as you need to help you lift up into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Feel free to pedal out the feet here or use blocks under the hands if that's easier. You might shift the weight forwards and back, let the head and neck go, or hold opposite elbows. When you've evened out both sides, find stillness. Press the feet away from each other. Spread the sitting bones out to the sides, but keep the weight evenly pressed into all four corners of the feet. As you lift the kneecaps, tip the weight slightly forwards as you lift the hips a little more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more like that. Again, noticing the thoughts that come up. Let them go just as easily as they came in. Inhale, halfway lift, reach the crown forward. Hands come to shins, maybe they stay on the floor. Draw the navel in to help you with Uddiyana Bandha here. Very gently curling in the low back. Pull the arms into the shoulder sockets so the collarbones stay wide. Reach the crown forward, tip the weight forward a little bit more. On your next inhale, slowly rise up to stand, Tadasana. 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A, but find Tadasana first. Press the feet down. They should feel pretty rooted now that they've been rooted down. Lengthen through the spine, grow tall. Let your next exhale be deep and complete. And then inhale, reach the arms up. And back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank, or maybe chaturanga, lowering down halfway or all the way. Inhale, flip the feet, take a back bend, maybe tip the gaze up. Exhale, downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, maybe child's pose if it's a little early for you. Feel free to make any movements here. Spreading the fingers, place your weight in all 4 corners of the hand, all 10 fingers as you lift the hips up and back. Imagine you could send the bony parts of the hips at the front towards the thighs. So you're flexing in the hip socket rather than dumping in the low back.
Let the head and neck go. Notice what the room looks like upside down. Again, any movements that feel good here. 2 more breaths. Slow down the exhales. Inhale, halfway lift, top of the mat. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana, lower the arms. With control, moving at your own pace, 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Draw the navel in to help you fold a little deeper. Inhale, halfway reach. Exhale, plant the hands, jump or float. If you're floating, landing and bent arms. Inhale, take a back bend. Exhale, inversion, hips up and back, maybe child's pose or puppy dog pose instead. Remove the gripping in the jaw. Notice those samskaras, those habits, those imprints that you're making both in the body and the mind. 1 more breath. Use your inhale to step or float to the top, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms up. Exhale, lower the arms, Tadasana. 1 more time. Feel free to move at your own pace. Moving with control, like you're moving through honey. Strong legs. Five breaths in down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Dog would not take this pose very seriously. Feel free to move. Engaging your bandhas here. Draw the navel in and up. Gently tip the chin towards the sternum. And lift that pelvic diaphragm in and up. Diamond shape in the pelvis. Does that allow you to flex the feet a little closer to the floor? 1 more breath. Inhale, feet forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the arms. Surya B, bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Reach the arms a little higher than usual. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right foot back. The back knee can come down. Low lunge. Inhale, lift up to crescent or warrior 1. Exhale, lower the arms, optional vinyasa. Send the left foot back, lower down. Inhale to a back bend. Exhale, down dog. Step the right foot between the hands. Low lunge, maybe high lunge. Inhale, lift up, Anjaneyasana or warrior 1. Exhale, lower the hands, step to the top, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Coming to chair, weight in the heels, bend the knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Tadasana. 2 more times. Inhale, bend the knees, reach up. Exhale, fold. Building some heat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot back. Maybe back knee down, maybe it lifts. Inhale, crescent or warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, optional vinyasa. Take your time. As you go down, think up. Inhale. And exhale, down dog. Left foot comes forwards. Inhale, lift up, shoulders over hips. Exhale, hands come down, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, Utkatasana, bend the knees. Exhale, lower the arms, Tadasana. Plant the weight in the right foot. Start to lift the left knee. Find your balance. Thumbs to sternum. Lift the sternum into the thumbs. On an inhale, spread the arms wide into a T. As you exhale, reach for the foot, clasping hands around the foot if you can. Otherwise, back of the knee is fine. Start to press the heel forward. Maybe bring the chin or the nose towards the shin. Straighten that right leg as much as you can. Even out the weight. Keep the leg as straight as it is. Start to release your grip. Lift the shoulders back over the hips and hold. Bend the knee, flex the foot. This time, start to kick the foot back, trying to kick the hip. And the next time you do it, see if you can grab the foot with the hand. And just pull the heel in towards the hip, balancing here. We'll come to dancer later. For this, just hold and try to press the knee down very gently without compromising the knee. If you're feeling too much discomfort in the knee, you've gone too far. Relax the shoulders. And on your next exhale, lower that left foot. Okay, other side. Start to shift the weight into the left foot. And lift the right knee when you're ready. Sides will be different. Find your balance, find somewhere to gaze, it's not moving. Thumbs to sternum. That helps me. If it doesn't help you, you can find another variation for the arms. Lift the sternum into the thumbs, draw the navel in, Uddiyana Bandha. Mula Bandha, engage at the pelvis. Inhale, reach the arms to a T. Exhale, bend forward, reach for the foot. Other thumb on top this time, or I should say pointer finger on top. And when you're ready, start to reach the heel forwards. Doesn't have to be straight. The hands can be behind the knee instead. Imagine bringing the nose or the chin towards the shin. Straightening that standing leg a little bit more. Flexing the outer foot towards the face. Nice. Keep the length in the leg. Start to lift the shoulders over the hips. Hands can come to hips. Lifting from the thigh. Then your next exhale, bend the knee. Start to kick the heel behind you, trying to kick the hip. And maybe you fall out. It's the whole point of these poses, is to make you fall out. When you're ready, see if you can grab the ankle as you kick. And again, just gently press the knee down towards the floor. No need to do anything fancy yet. Inhaling here.
Exhale, slowly release. Tadasana. As you inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, chair. Bend a little deeper. Bring the thumbs to the sternum. Start to lift the heels. Press the weight forwards in the feet. As you inhale, bring the heels down and reach the arms up. As you exhale, heels lift, airplane the arms behind you. With control. Inhale, heels lift, arms up. Exhale, heels lift, arms back. One more time, spread through the collarbones. Lift the arms as high up as you can and as far back as you can. The next time you inhale, lift up. As you exhale, forward fold, optional Bakasana crow pose, 5 breaths. Knees into the armpits. Plant the hands as you tip forwards, look forwards. I can't do it today because my pants are slippery. Squeeze the elbows with the knees. If you're working on this pose, I like to work on it with the block, standing on the block, so that the hardest part, which is lifting the feet, is already done. With the block under my feet, I'm already in the pose. I can see how it feels to just shift my weight forwards. Rather than thinking about lifting the feet, I have to think about where the weight is. When you're ready, optional vinyasa, step or float the feet back. Make your way to downward facing dog. Stay as long as you like. When you're ready, bring the big toes to touch, so the feet are a little closer together. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Option 1, bring the back knee down. Otherwise, look forwards for balance, squeeze the thighs, and inhale, lift up to crescent pose. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Bring the back heel down for warrior 1. Keep that left hip spinning forward. Feel that in the inner thigh, maybe. Inhale for length, maybe tip the gaze up as you reach the right knee forwards. As you exhale, hands behind the back, clasp or hold elbows. Inhale, reach back, little lean. Exhale, humble warrior. The arms are just a flourish here. Let the head and neck go. Keep the right hip pulling back as you keep the knee over the ankle. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Keep the feet as they are. Keep the left hand down. And inhale, sweep the right arm up. So now that back heel is down. We're taking a twist. A little weird. Lean that right rib cage back. Next, exhale, right hand comes down inside the foot. Crawl the hands so that you're facing the long edge of the mat. Parallel the feet. Come to fingertips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana. Walk the hands back or down. Let the head and neck go. As you press the weight forwards in the feet, root the heels down and lift the hips up. A lot of different variations here. You might keep the hands. You might come into your first inversion and take tripod headstand. You might bring the hands to the shins to help you get a little bit more grip. You might bring the hands behind the back again and lift the hands away. Doesn't matter. If you're in inversion, stay as long as you like. When you're ready to come out, start to plant the hands, come to fingertips, tenting the hands. And then inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold a little bit deeper.
Inhale, halfway lift. You've got the support of the hands here. Weight forwards. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands walk to the front of the mat. Optional vinyasa, downward facing dog. Maybe you just let the hips lower for a minute to get that back bend in, and then press back. Slow, deep breath in. Slow, deep breath out. Big toes touch. Inhale, left leg lifts, heel back. Exhale, step it through. Crescent pose to start, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower that back heel, warrior one. Right hip forward, left hip back, left knee forward, chest back. Reach the arms. Inhale, maybe look up. Exhale, hands behind the back, awkward clasp of the hands. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, lift the chest. Exhale, hinge forward, warrior, humble warrior. Again, the arms are a flourish here. Can you bring that left shoulder onto the left knee, maybe inside the left knee? Keep pulling the left hip back as you squeeze the thighs together. Don't forget about that bend in the left knee. Keep the knee right over the ankle. On your next exhale, hands frame the front foot. Keep the right hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Lean that left rib cage open. Keep the left thumb in line with the nose. Notice that internal dialogue. As you exhale, bring the left hand down and walk the hands to the middle. Okay, I'm just gonna face the screen. Okay, option to do the same thing here on this side. If you didn't try an inversion on the other side, maybe you want to try it here. Maybe you have a wall you want to come to and work on a tripod headstand. Other option is working on an arm balance, Sitivasana. Bend the knees enough so you can walk the hands behind the line that the feet are in. This is kind of cheating because I have a wall behind me. We're going to make a shelf with the elbows and sit on the shelf. The elbow should be right over the wrist, just like chaturanga, just like plank. Maybe you stay here, maybe the feet creep together. Maybe you lift one foot, maybe both the other foot. Maybe you cross ankles and float. Maybe, just maybe, keep squeezing the knees in as you reach the legs out to the side. Again, my pants are too slippery for this. I'm gonna fall right over. But keep squeezing the knees in as you lift the legs, pressing into all four corners of the hands. If you're in Titivasana, come down just by very gently lowering the hips to the floor and take Upavishta Konasana, reach forwards. If you're not there already, start to bring the hips down, reach the arms forwards, Titivasana. Sorry, Upavishta Konasana. Flex the feet. Send the backs of the knees down towards the floor. Lengthen from the sitting bone out the heel. As you inhale, walk the hands back in towards center. And then help the knees back to center. Okay, we're gonna do a fun pose that I learned this week. Whee, because why not? Come to a seated position, Virasana. Sitting on the heels. And
Okay, maybe just watch me first. It's a little hard to explain. So I'm gonna sit on my left heel, and I'm gonna try to bring, let's see, what's the best way to do this first? Okay, coming from a comfortable seat, I lied, comfortable seat, cross-legged, you're either going to cross the right heel, the right ankle over the left knee, or come to half lotus. And then you're gonna pull that left heel underneath you. So you're it's kind of like you're coming to Gomukhasana with the knees stacked, but they're not gonna be stacked. It's just like a lotus or this like figure 4 position where you're sitting on your left heel. Okay, assuming we're in lotus, which you could be in figure 4 instead, you're then gonna bring the right knee down and use your hands to balance right knee and then left shin. The toes can tuck if the toes are a little tight. Okay, maybe you stay here. This can be a lot. This is what it would look like if I was in figure 4, flexing the foot. You wanna go a little further. You'll lift the shoulders over the hips. If the knee is too sensitive, you've come too far, just bring the hands back down and lengthen out the low back. If you wanna go one step further, bring the hands down and then see if you can bring that left foot down like you're kneeling. So the full pose, I don't know if I can get a good view of this. The full pose is left foot down, right knee down, lifting up. Okay. Maybe you fall out. I fell like 12 times this week trying this pose, but it's kind of fun to fall out with a new pose. When you're ready, come out the same way you came in, bringing the hands down, bringing both knees down, bringing the hips, and then unwinding that right leg. Let's take the other side. So from Sukhasana, easy seat, different view this time. Cross the left ankle over the knee, or maybe half bind, half lotus, and then pull that left foot underneath you, right foot underneath you. Bring the left knee down if that feels okay. I'm leaning over to the side to help. And then walk the hands forward so you can plant that left knee and plant the right shin. The knees should be in the same plane, lateral plane. Maybe lengthen through the spine here. Maybe send the tailbone down as you start to lift the shoulders. Maybe thumbs to sternum. Maybe go a little further, hands come back down. Start to plant the right foot and walk it forward. Oh my gosh, this side is so much tighter for me. Not gonna happen. Find the version that works for you. When you're ready, bring the hands down if they're lifted. Bring the right foot down onto the shin. Then the hips come back to sit on the ankle. As you lean back, unwind the legs. Okay, 2 options for our peak pose today. I want to do a little back bend. For those of us who want to work more on the standing balance, it's going to be dancer. So you'll do what we did earlier, where you pick the foot back and you'll reach for the foot. You'll press the knee down and then kick the foot into the hand as you lean forwards. You can reach the other arm out for balance. Doesn't matter how far you go, looking for length and keeping the hips in a neutral position. If you want to work on a slightly deeper arm balance, or you're not working on, not arm balance, slightly deeper chest opener, and or you don't want to work on balancing right now, come to your belly and we'll work on Dhanurasana with a twist. Not a literal twist, but a figurative twist. Dhanurasana means bow pose. So come onto your belly,
And we'll start with three options. Option one is for strength and upper back opening. You'll reach the arms behind you and work on Shavasana. Lift up, reach the feet back, spin the inner thighs up towards the ceiling, lift and lower at your leisure, back of the neck long. Option two is if you're in a more flexy mood, you'll bring the elbows down and you'll bend one of the back knees. Right now I'm bending my left knee. You'll then reach back with your left hand and hopefully grab the thumb, the big toe side of the foot. You might even have a strap to help you. You could even lift onto that right arm to help you reach back a little bit more. If you have the foot, you could press the foot into the hand to open the shoulder, trying to spin both shoulders towards the short edge of the mat, the forwards edge. Or you could pull on the foot and bring it closer to the hip. You might even spin the fingers to face forward and the elbow up towards the ceiling, really getting into the front quad. So you're either in dancer pose, or you're in Shalabhasana, or you're working on this hip opener, or the shoulder opener, a lot of things. Very slowly, start to come out of the side you're working on, and switch sides. Maybe you take a little Shalabhasana in between if you're on the floor. And when you're ready, start to make your way to the other side, bending that other knee. Again, maybe working on opening the shoulder, that armpit chest, as my pranayama teacher calls it. Maybe you're opening the front of the leg, being gentle with the knee. Notice that internal dialogue. Allow the thoughts to dissipate just as quickly as they appeared. Without any judgment, removing the imprint of the thought, as well as the thought itself. Any small fleeting moment of stillness you can link to the last one, even just in your imagination, forming this chain. When you're ready, slowly come out of whatever you're working on. And if you're on your belly, final opportunity here for Dhanurasana, bending both knees, reaching back with both hands. This time, press into the hands with the feet and lift up. See if you can keep the knees a little closer together. Maybe the feet touch. Either stay, lower whenever you like, or roll onto your left side. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. Very gently using your momentum, come up to center, Dhanurasana. Keeping the feet together as much as you can, start to lower onto the right side. Looking up. Inhaling back to center, keep the heels together. And exhale, slowly lower. Come to a comfortable seat. Take your time, maybe go through a vinyasa if that's what you need. You can just come to child's pose if that feels better. We'll work on one more arm balance, one more inversion. First, some of the closing poses. Come to a comfortable seat, either lotus, half lotus, or cross-legged. Pull the flesh out from under you. Plant the hands comfortably on the legs. Inhale for length. As you exhale, walk the right hand behind the back. Maybe hold on to the left elbow, and then use the elbow to help it come a little bit further. See if you can reach for the left hip, or if you're in half lotus, you might reach for the foot, the big toe. Same thing on the left side, start to reach the left arm behind you, either reaching for some fabric. You can hold opposite elbows here. Inhale for length, maybe tip the gaze up. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Try to send the chin as far forward as you can. And then lower the forehead down. Breathe into the back ribs in this little pretzel pose. Five more breaths. How slow can you go? Notice those pauses between the inhale and the exhale. Finishing your final 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, slowly lift the shoulders back over the hips. Unwind the arms and bring the backs of the hands to the knees. Straighten and lock the elbows. That should allow you to keep the collarbones wide. Lift the sternum, lower the chin, 10 breaths. Relax the gaze on something. See if you can keep the gaze steady for 10 breaths. Elbows locked. Navel drawn in. Pelvic floor lifting. All the bandhas engaged here, or at least 3 of them. Imagine the skin on the back of the neck, water falling down the back as you lift the crown up towards the ceiling. Where can you release some of the gripping? Check the groins and the hips, the jaw. Two more breaths. As you inhale, release the bandhas, press the hands down next to the hips. If you're in lotus, this will be easier. If you're not, it'll be harder. Either way, it'll be fun. Tip the weight forwards and back a few times. Start to press the weight down into the hands, just like crow pose. When you're ready, lift the hips, pull the knees up towards the chest, round through the upper back. Navel draws in, pelvic floor lifts, chin down. If you need it for balance, you can look forwards instead. 2 more breaths, Utputihi. You can lower down and lift back up whenever you need to. On your next exhale, lower the hips. Okay. Final opportunity here for an inversion. Start to unwind the legs. You could bend the knees, plant the feet, and start to shake the knees side to side a few times. If you're ready for another inversion, you could take headstand, Shirsasana, maybe shoulder stand, forearm stand, or handstand. If you're working against a wall, I suggest first trying with the back towards the wall as you set up, so that you can lift the feet up onto the wall and work on the balance in the hands or the forearms or the head, rather than focusing on kicking. If you're over it or you're not taking an inversion, come onto your back and or come to a wall and lift the legs up the wall. If you're playing in an inversion, you have about 10 or 15 breaths. Let's say 10. If you're lying on your back, again, either legs up the wall Or just lift the legs up towards the ceiling. You can always lift the hips onto something, maybe a block or a pillow, to get a little bit more of that relaxation, hips overhead. The knees can be bent. You can stay here as long as you like. When you do come down from your inversion in another 5 or 6 breaths, make sure you take this sort of restorative position with the legs up. If you want to take a twist, you could bring the feet back down, unwind from any props you're using, and then bring the knees to one side, take a twist. If you're in a twist, start to make your way to the other side. If you're at the wall, start to come into your final poses. Maybe it's that supine twist, maybe something else. Legs up the wall is probably my favorite pose. You can stay as long as you like. Whenever you're ready, start to make your way towards Shavasana again, maybe with the legs up the wall. Maybe knees bent, feet on the floor. Maybe Supta Baddha Konasana. From Shavasana, take any adjustments that would make you feel more comfortable. Every 1% counts. Release any control over the breath. Let the mind wander. Let the eyes grow heavy in their sockets. Releasing the muscle at the back of the eye down. Letting the jaw be soft. Opening the hands up towards the ceiling. Make sure the middle finger knuckle is on the floor so that the hands aren't too open or too closed. Relax, release, and let go. Shavasana.
Shavasana is one of the most important samskaras, one of the most important imprints of all, especially when there's always another responsibility. There's always something else to do, to think about, to prioritize. Rest hardly ever makes the cut. So stay as long as you like, deepening that groove, allowing this rest to be more habitual, more routine, more feeling of deserving. And when you're ready to come out, deepen the breath slowly, gently. Not your deepest, fullest breath. Invite some small movements. And gradually make your way up to a comfortable seat, allowing for those movements to grow in any way, maybe taking a big stretch with the arms overhead, maybe rolling onto one side first. As you approach your comfortable seat, keep that jaw soft. All the muscles of the face relax. Lengthen through the spine. Thank yourself for showing up. Thank your body for working for you. Gratitude for the practice. We'll close with 3 breaths or 3 ums if you're at home and that's what you like. Let your exhale be deep and complete. Slow inhale through the nose. Slow exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. In and out. Thank you for coming. Such an honor to share this practice with you.